Are we ready? Hello, good day. This is Global Pisam. It's such a wonderful pleasure to be on your screen today. This particular class, I'll be holding it for two set of people. First of all, anyone that is interested in buying or investing in real estate, I'm going to be giving you why exactly should you invest in real estate. Whilst those that are in our Resource Academy will be coming to watch this video for proper product knowledge. So that's what I'm going to be doing with this video. So of course, it's a Realtors Academy where I've been teaching how to sell, but this particular video will be for as though I'm selling to someone. So anyone can come across this video. And so I believe soon we are going to cut and upload this video. So let me just start quick. As an entrepreneur, when I was to start out fully in real estate, I made a lot of research because you shouldn't venture into anything that you don't know. Not only shouldn't you venture into anything that you don't know, you shouldn't invest in anything that you don't understand. So you shouldn't spend your time because time is resources on its own, but it's not the most important resource. So you shouldn't spend your time on something you don't understand. You don't understand. You can't see the end from the beginning. You can't see what you don't understand. You don't understand the scope. You shouldn't spend your money on what you don't understand. In fact, before I sell to people, I try to make sure that you do their due diligence. They understand what they are investing in. If there's anything that is not good, you shouldn't invest in what you don't understand. You shouldn't invest in what you don't understand. Because that understanding is what will give you patience. One of these I'm going to record a proper investors class, a class on investment. So whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to be giving you why exactly myself as an investor I'm starting out from real estate, agro real estate specifically. I'm going to give you an analogy, for instance. One of my senior colleagues in the real estate industry, um, there's a property that more like an housing property. What it took to complete the whole project, let me try and get the data so that I'll do the proper calculation, was about 500 million naira. The total cost of the house was 500 million naira. Um, when the house was completed, when they were going to list out on rent, their rent was 30 million naira per year, which is actually very average because it's in Lagos. Now, 30 million naira per year over the next 30 years is 900 million naira. Of course, I don't want to, let us just keep it plain like this. Then let us add inflation to it. Now, it means that it will take them at least 30 years to be able to make 400 million naira back. Hmm. How long will it take them to make their 500 million naira back, which they used to build the building? It will take them, let me check, that's 30 million. Okay, it will take them more than 10 years. It will take them more than 15 years. It will take them more than 16 years. For instance, my dad has a house in Shagamu. The amount of money we have spent in building that house on that particular property, if I'm going to calculate the rent house, even if the rent house is going to paying rent for the next 15 years cannot suffice the amount of money we spent building that house. If at all we're going to break even and make profits, that will be in the next about 30 years. That is how residential real estate is. And because I'm a young person, I came into real estate from the perspective of business. I believe strongly that investment doesn't start for you until you've built your wealth at a level. I believe strongly that you shouldn't, in fact, because, and this is because I started my journey into real estate as a business consultant. So as a business consultant, when I approach a business and I consult for their business, then I see the revenue that they have currently, and they tell me that, so I want to invest in real estate. I said, no, don't invest in real estate. Invest the money back into your business. That's how I started out as a realtor. I I pivoted into real estate just even recently because as a business consultant, I consult for across industries. I pivoted into real estate because, particularly because of one of the I pivoted into because of this particular project, because of the potential I'm seeing in it, and because of the long-term vision I'm seeing in it. So let me try and give you an analysis of what an agro real estate project will look like. Let's say, for instance, um, currently we secured some hectares of land at private placement price at Palmview live page, which I'm going to be discussing in details. And actually, if you're a realtor watching this, I need to understand the logic behind my decision on agro real estate as an industry for myself. Now, let's say I invest 30 million naira into the agro real estate. Now, for instance, in live page on the Palmview project, that will get me 2 hectares of land. And on that 2 hectares of land, you're going to see the geological equipment. On that 2 hectares of land, I'm going to be getting And what I'm going to be getting the land. They're going to cover all documentations. Then apart from that, they're going to accord me. That will be about 30 plots. Yes, that's 30 plots. That's 30 plots. And 50 million naira is their current price. When we were at the private placement price, we didn't get the 50 million. We got it for about 11 million naira. So that's 30 million. I want you to follow me carefully with logic and helping you understand. For the first 5 years, they're going to do the planting on the land. Someone just said, "Did you pay the whole 30 million?" No, it's just private placement price. It means that we're going to pay over time, and out of what we bought, um we are selling out. It means that our own land currently is cheaper than the price that the company is selling it, because when the company was in private placement, we were able to secure some plots, and quite a number of plots. So now 30 million naira for me in the next when am I going to get my 30 million naira back from this real estate company? I want you to follow me carefully. Now, over the first 5 years of the plantation, normally it takes 3 to 4 years, but they're saying 5 years because so that it will be standardly fruiting. By the sixth year, so on one plot of land, we have 10 trees, and on that particular 10 trees, we have because now I have how many trees? 300 trees. On each tree, I can get um 25 liters of palm oil. That means that I'm going to be having 300 times 25, 7,500 liters of palm oil. Now, how much is one palm oil today? 1 liter palm oil. 1 liter palm oil is 2,400 naira. The next 6 years, I double dare you that palm oil will be nothing less than times um times two, times three. But just to let's assume that inflation rate will not be higher so much. Let's say palm oil will be 4,000 naira. Now, by the sixth year, I'd have gotten 30 million naira back. Now, when we probably edit this video, I'm going to show all of this in the screen. I'd have gotten 30 million naira back. Now, the way the company is currently structured, 40% of this 30 million naira goes to the company for management, 60% goes to me as an investor. So 18 million naira will come to me on the sixth year of investment. Residential real estate cannot give me this. 18 million is coming to me by the sixth year. Are you with me? And as per and guess what? My land fully belongs to me. My land fully belongs to me. So the land is forever mine. And guess what? The land is appreciating over the years. I'm still going to be recording a lot of proper videos to explain this whole concept. I'm just explaining to you why I myself made a decision to pivot into agro real estate. Within the sixth and seventh year, trust me, I would have gotten my capital back. And as the land is appreciating, because this is not just land banking, this is land banking plus cash flow. Trust me, there are a lot of realtors that are broke. Àìmọye ẹni tó nílẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé they cannot afford their children's school fees. They have houses, but they are still struggling financially. It's not enough to have houses, it's not enough to have land. Can your land produce? This is an asset. And in case you don't know, Nigeria currently there is at least over 1.5 million metric tons in deficit in palm oil. In palm oil supply. Currently, Nigeria, with all our arable land, we are still importing at least over 50% of our palm oil consumption is coming from other nations. So there is enough market, more than enough market. I'm saying we are still currently importing palm oil. Do you know that Malaysia and Indonesia, about 40 years ago, they came to pick it is from Nigeria they came to pick their palm seedlings. Your economy of Indonesia is built upon their palm oil plantation, because palm oil is much more valuable than crude oil. Malaysia has crude oil, but we never see Malaysia boast about their crude oil. It's palm oil. Apart from the fact that there is sustainability, there is agriculture is impacting the climate in itself. The value in long term, at least over 4 million people are employed just in the palm oil industry of places like Indonesia. At least 4 million. At least 4 million. Because if you have to look at it properly, proper stuff, you see up to 10 million and all of that. The palm oil gap in Nigeria is a gap of about $600 million industry. And by 2050, with the population rise, it is projected to be at least a $50 billion industry. I'm talking about Nigeria and Africa by extension. I wish why me myself I pivoted into real estate, because I want to have a stake in agro real estate, because I'm not just a fan. I'm not a fan of just I'm a real estate company. As someone that is inside the real estate, and these companies I work with before I started working with them. In fact, I will tell you plainly, some of our guys knew in the last dinner we held rather. This man, he was praying in redemption camp. Then God mentioned my name to his ears, Samuel. Then that's how that's by God's providence how I got into this industry. And we are ready to play fully in this industry, because there is profit margin for me as a realtor, and this is a long-term wealth creation system. But I'll still join out the plan with some of my team this this afternoon of how I'm going to pivot from this particular industry into residential because of the what I'm going to generate from this particular industry. Both as a realtor and in the next year I'm going to pivot fully into developing. In fact, by September, October, I'm going to be releasing a first because I'm going to giving some of you details about that. Another major project apart from the life page code we're working on currently. This is why me myself I'm into agro real estate. I'm into agro real estate. Palm oil, I'm not just in agro, palm oil plantation. Palm oil is far more valuable than crude oil. You want to compare the price of 1 liter of palm oil to 1 liter of crude oil. You can't compare. You cannot compare. You cannot compare. In Indonesia recently, you can search what I'm saying. Part of their petrol substance that they're using in production of petrol now is palm oil. Over 50% of their diesel production is palm oil. There's almost nothing that we are consuming from cream to everything that does not involve palm oil. So palm oil will forever be relevant. So this is why I made myself as an individual. I pivoted fully because I needed all my attention. So in fact, I had to write to a lot of because I was on the board of a lot of startups. I had to tell them that I'm going to pause. If I made my hundreds of billions from this industry from as a salesperson and as beauty as an industry, then I can have enough mouth because now I've done my hundreds of billions in transaction. I can have enough mouth as a vision, as an organization. We have a vision to play this industry not small. We're not playing small at all. We're not playing small at all. We may be young, we may look young, but our vision is audacious. We're going to start with working with organizations, but we are envisioning major partnerships. Major partnerships. So this is why me myself I moved into the agro real estate, especially palm oil plantation. Now, for you that you're an investor, trust me, for land banking purpose, because the land you are buying almost, for instance, if you are buying 1 acre with us, 6 million. In the next 40 years, you hear stories of Pastor Emmanuel saying that the land that CCI is sitting on in Keja, that land they bought it 4 billion. When the owner bought it, the receipt that they bought it 250,000. So the land banking part, there is already value in it already. Oh my God. I wish parents that of young children can just come and as they are giving to they come and give their child name. You work by 1 acre, you work by 1 acre, no property. That child is settled for less for life. The CEO of Asset Rise was sharing his story. After his father died when he was very, very young, quite still a teenager. The same thing for I can't just express all the potential of agro real estate. This is why me myself I'm in this industry. Not just as a salesperson, but as someone that is going to be a developer and a major force in this industry. Not just that, if you are interested in investment that generates real cash flow. Let me say you go buy land for village, and of course the land will appreciate in value. So this land will appreciate in value. So automatically there is inherent value. There's inherent value. So for instance, let me run you through some of the data from Palmview for some few minutes. The land you are buying at 6 million, which is 6 plots, buying at 6 plots. The land value in itself is about 7.5 million. The deed of assignment and registered survey is 6 million naira. 6 million naira. There is a free plot in Palmview because after you buy your Palmview and you buy 1 acre, there's a 200 square meter free plot. Yeah, that is value of 1 million. Architectural dwelling is 3 million naira. Bill of quantity is 2 million naira. The total value of the land you're buying of 6 million is 20 million naira. So this is an industry I personally want to play in. I'm not for now residential. If I want to do residential real estate in the next few years, I'm going to do it as an impact project because there is critical housing deficit in Nigeria. There and it's all boils down because you know me as the founder of the refinery. My journey is impact. My journey is impact. We're launching a skill acquisition program that is also impact based. But this is my own platform of wealth creation. So this is why I'm into agro real estate. And if I rate you can't sell what you don't believe in. And if you're an investor, you can't invest properly in what you yourself don't believe in. I am this vulnerable with you to know why exactly me I've chosen because with this, we are not just making money in the present, it's the money in the future. Not talk about the demand on climate. What of the when you start getting the product? Because now you won't just sell palm oil. A lot of palm oil is just one of the many things that comes out of the palm plantation. Many of the products that are countless. So this is a very, very, very valuable industry for anyone that wants to venture into being a realtor, and also importantly for you that you want to become an investor. And one thing I like about life page, because I must blow their trumpet. These guys are faithful. Oh, they are faithful. I will give a big shout out to Mr. Davidola. Mr. Davidola is faithful. As a realtor, I don't think I've ever seen someone that is as faithful as him. Sincerely, open, trustworthy as it is name. I'm learning integrity from him. He did something that he might have seen not so big deal.